Your mind is a room with too many voices. Each one is screaming for your attention. The voice of past regret, the voice of future worry, the voice of comparison, of inadequacy, of endless tasks. This noise, this internal storm, has a name. You call it anxiety. You have tried to think your way out. You have tried to argue with the voices. You have tried to numb them, but the storm remains. What if you have been approaching this all wrong? What if anxiety is not a monster to be fought, but a signal to be understood? In the laboratories of modern neuroscience and in the ancient monasteries of the East, we find the same truth. Anxiety is a habit of mind, and like any habit, it can be unlearned. This is not theoretical. This is practical, psychological technology refined over 2,500 years. Your anxiety is not a life sentence. It is a pattern. And today, we will rewrite that pattern. Act 1. The Modern Anxiety Epidemic. Your anxiety is not a flaw. It is a function of a mind that has lost its anchor. Biologically, you are built for immediate physical threats, a predator, a falling tree. Your body releases cortisol, your heart pounds, you run, the threat passes, the system resets. But your modern world has replaced the predator with a predator of thoughts. The email that could mean job loss, the social post that implies rejection, the news cycle of endless crisis. Your body cannot tell the difference. It pumps the same cortisol for a missed deadline as it would for a physical attack. But there is no predator to run from, no crisis to resolve with action. So the energy has nowhere to go. It circulates, it builds, it becomes a constant, low-grade hum of emergency. This is the epidemic. You are trapped in a psychological cage, running on a wheel of thought, and you have forgotten how to stop. The Buddha did not call it anxiety. He called it dukkha, the suffering that arises from craving and aversion, from wanting things to be different than they are. Your anxiety is the pain of resisting the present moment. Act 2. The 3 Buddhist antidotes to anxiety. The goal is not to kill the voices. The goal is to change your relationship with them, to turn down the volume, to see the storm, but know you are not the storm. Here are 3 precise psychological tools. 1. Mindfulness of the present moment. The first tool is the simplest and most difficult. It is to stop time traveling. Anxiety cannot survive in the present moment. It feeds on the ghost of the past and the phantom of the future. Your assignment is to anchor yourself in the reality of now. The practice. The 3 anchor breath. When you feel the anxiety rising, I want you to stop wherever you are and do this. First, feel your feet. Press them into the floor. Notice the weight, the pressure, the solidity. This is your first anchor. You are here, in your body, not in your catastrophic thought. Second, feel your hands. Touch your thumb to each finger, slowly. Notice the texture, the temperature. This is your second anchor. It grounds you in sensation. Third, follow one complete breath, in and out. Do not force it, just watch it. The cool air entering, the warm air leaving. This is your third anchor. The breath is always in the present tense. This is not breathing to relax. This is breathing to be real. You are pulling your consciousness out of the imaginary world and into the actual sensory world. The anxiety may still be there, but now there is a space between you and it. You are no longer drowning in it, you are observing it from the shore. 2. Understanding impermanence. The second tool is to recognize the fundamental law of the universe, anicca. Everything is in flux. Everything changes, including your anxiety. You believe your anxious state is permanent, that this is how I am now. This belief is the glue that holds the anxiety in place. Your anxiety is a wave. It forms, it peaks, and it must pass. Watch it. Give it the space to do its dance. Do not try to stop the wave. You will only exhaust yourself. Instead, learn to surf. The practice: mental noting. When an anxious thought arises, I want you to gently label it. Say silently, "Ah, a worrying thought," or "This is fear." This does two things. First, it creates cognitive distance. You are not the worry, you are the one observing the worry. Second, it reminds you of impermanence. By naming it, you see it as a temporary passing object in your mind, not as the totality of your being. The thought, "I am anxious," is a prison. The thought, "I am experiencing anxiety," is a key. One is an identity, the other is a weather pattern, and all weather changes. 3. Non-identification with thoughts. The third and most liberating tool is this: you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Your mind is a thought-generating organ. It produces thoughts like your stomach produces acid. It is its job. You would not say, "I am stomach acid." So why do you say, "I am an anxious person"? The practice: the sky meditation. Close your eyes. Imagine your mind as a vast, open sky. The thoughts are clouds. Some are dark and stormy, like anxious thoughts. Some are light and fluffy, like happy thoughts. Your practice is not to chase the clouds away. Your practice is to rest as the sky. The sky does not cling to the clouds. It does not protest them. It holds them, and it lets them pass. When an anxious thought arises, mentally place it on a cloud and watch it drift by. There goes a cloud about my finances. There goes a cloud about my health. You are the space in which the anxiety appears, not the anxiety itself. This is the most profound psychological shift you will ever make. Act 3. The daily anxiety-killing practice. Theory is nothing without practice. Here is your new daily protocol. 10 minutes, that is all. The 10-minute daily protocol. Minutes 1 to 3, the 3 anchor breath. Sit. Feel your feet, your hands, your breath. Arrive in the room, in your body, nowhere else. Minutes 4 to 7, sky meditation. Watch the thoughts come and go. Label them if you must: thinking, worrying, planning. Then return to the breath, your anchor in the sky. Minutes 8 to 10, impermanence reflection. Bring to mind a recent anxiety. Feel it in your body. Now remember, this is a wave. It formed and it will pass. I am the ocean, not the wave. This is not a relaxation exercise. This is mental strength training. You are building the muscle of awareness. You're creating a gap between the external trigger and your internal reaction. In that gap lies your freedom. Day by day, you're not trying to eliminate anxiety. You are changing the fundamental relationship. The anxiety may knock on the door, but you are no longer rushing to let it in and offer it tea. You acknowledge it from the window and watch it continue down the street. This is the path, not to a life free of challenges, but to a mind free of suffering about those challenges. The voices in your head will always be there, but they will become background noise, a radio playing in another room. You have spent a lifetime believing you were the radio. Now you know you are the one listening. And you can always choose to change the station or simply turn down the volume. The storm is not you. You are the stillness that watches the storm. Remember this.